Hello guys, welcome back to the vlog. Hold on, I got my keys. We are starting several DIY projects today. I have some things to design, templates to make, stains to test, windows to restore. We have some things that I'm itching. My DIY side of my brain and my hands are itching. We are gonna run to get something to eat and to the hardware store to pick up some supplies. And some exciting things are happening this week in the kitchen, like cabinetry. Oh my gosh, it's so loud. Hold on, I'll see you in a second. Okay, we grabbed a quick bite to eat. We're at the hardware store. I specifically need to test some stains for our cabinetry for our kitchen and just to kind of figure out what I want and what's going to react well with walnut wood that tends to have a really like purple violet base to the wood, which you'll know more about when we do, like I do a whole video on it. But I want to test some stains, and I specifically I've been researching, and I think I want to try some Minwax oil based stains and some linseed oil to protect it. So that is carried at Home Depot. So we're at Home Depot to get that stuff and a few more things, like some sample wood for me to actually sample on, and a big mask because I want to sand and strip some stuff, but I want one of those like big, I don't want to breathe anything in. And do we have gloves, babe?
Not sure.
We should just get a box of latex gloves. I feel like I got some last time, but I forgot to look.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'll just get a box.
Just in case.
Yeah, so just like all the protection things so that I can work on my projects but still be safe. You know what I mean? I also want to get some fertilizer for our hydrangeas and our roses because I feel like I have a couple of plants that aren't blooming very well, and we haven't fertilized them for sure, so I need some. Based on some research that I did, this boiled linseed oil is a great natural way to like protect cabinetry and things. It's just makes it really pretty, but I'm worried about the kind of like sheen that it's going to give, so I want to test it out, and I want to get some stains that have a yellow base in it because I need to cancel out some lavender in the walnut wood. Again, this will make a lot more sense when you see it, but I want to try like a few colors, dark walnut being one of them, if I can find it. Dark walnut's here in the premium. See how it has like a lot of yellow? Okay, so all they have for walnut are these hobby boards, and you can see how much purple is in the undertone. You see how much purple is in this? Can you see the purple?
I see it. I see the purple.
Yeah,
yep.
So that's what I'm trying to sample, is like how I can diffuse that purple, make a really pretty color. But they only have these hobby boards.
Will it work the same?
Yeah, just for my samples.
Okay. You need two?
Yeah, I was gonna get two to sample. Oh, you guys, I have worked all day on projects. It's actually giving me life. Just like doing things safely that I can do while pregnant, but getting to work with my hands, you know, and just like doing stuff. I've made a mess. I will show you a sneak peek of what's happening. It's like work in progress for sure. I made some major progress on a project I'm working on for this Sunday's video, so stay tuned. And also some decisions that I really need to make for the cabinetry and things, really just design elements, stain, the toe kick pretty part, just looking at like hardware. I've like done a lot of like decision making like in a couple different areas of the kitchen, so I'm really excited. Tomorrow I'm actually getting to go see some of the cabinets, so we're making progress, like we're getting there. And it's just been nice to kind of like chill at home and like just work on projects without anyone here too. It's been really, really nice. Yeah, I'm officially done for today. I feel like my stuff will be fine. It's not supposed to rain. So I'm like, okay, I think my stuff is just fine to just sleep here. I am definitely not as clean as the contractors. Not as clean. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Might as well just leave it there. What's the point in picking it up if I'm just gonna start tomorrow? Anyways, done for today. Been on my feet all day too. It feels good to like be on my feet, moving around and doing a project, but I take a lot of breaks in between because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a 10-minute breather, drink some water, and start again. And it worked really well today. So I'm really, really excited. Okay, I've got to get out of these work clothes. Look at this. Like, can you tell I've been working on a project? Get out of these work clothes and just like wind down for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so I'm in the same clothes, but it's a new day. I edited the portions of the vlog that I thought I had filmed. I only had 5 minutes, so I let you guys know on the community tab that I'm a little short on today's vlog. So I asked you guys if you wanted to do a Q&A. So I screenshotted some questions that I could answer while I work on the hardware. Welcome to my little DIY corner that I've been working in for the past like few days or so. Actually, it's actually been 2 days since the last footage you saw. I've just been working on like restoration stuff. You know, the stuff that takes a lot of time that would be really costly, I think, to have someone do for me. And I just really wanted it to be done. So I've been working on it, and I'm gonna work on the hardware because it just had a little bit of paint on it and just like they were just dingy and stuff. So I was working on the hardware for the windows so that I could repurpose them and reuse them, because that's the goal, obviously. So let's do a little Q&A while we do this. What are your plans when the baby arrives? How much time will you be taking off? So I haven't set any like hard concrete plans, and I'm really just taking it as I go. I don't plan on taking any really like dedicated time off, I guess you could say. Right now I'm working on just making sure that the kitchen gets finished, and I think videos will be edited and ready to go live and stuff while I'm doing the baby thing. But I feel like inevitably there will be time where I'm just like not vlogging. I'm just really gonna listen to my body and what the baby needs and everything, and I'm not gonna go completely like turn off, and if I do, it's only going to be for like maybe like 2 weeks or so, just while I get adjusted, but not really putting a time on it, or like I'm giving myself this amount of time. But I know I'm not going to be able to like tackle projects, and I know I'm not going to be able to like renovate, and I know that decorating is going to be harder, but vlogging is something I probably still will be able to do in some capacity. So even if I turn off, I'm gonna come back pretty quickly. But who knows? Have I ever done this before? No. Do I think I'm superhuman? Yes. So I don't know. I don't know how it's all gonna go, but you guys will obviously know. I'll keep you updated. I won't ghost you, if that makes sense. You will kind of know like what's going on, even if it's just like on the community tab on my channel or something like that. Why did you choose to do your nursery in the corner instead of the whole room? Is it going to change as the baby grows? Yeah, we just started there. I felt like it was a really good size space to just have the nursery in the little corner while keeping our guest bedroom, because my mom's going to be coming a lot, and I know that. So it didn't make sense to kind of just be like, okay, this whole room is dedicated to the baby, and the baby's probably not going to be up here for like months, you know? So it made sense to take it in stages. The room will change as for what we need, and I felt like that was smarter for us for now. And it just really is about just like taking the time to do that and seeing what we need. I think my big pet peeve with like all the kind of baby things that you buy and the prepping and the planning is that I've never been through this before, so I don't know what I'm going to need or the baby's gonna need. And because of that, because I haven't been through it, I'm really hesitant to make major decisions or make major changes that I just like don't know if they're necessary. I feel like I didn't want to over plan or over decide things before I actually knew some stuff and actually experienced it, and that's just like kind of where my head's at. So that's the same with the room as well. What are your next renovation plans after the kitchen? I have no idea. I definitely have some projects that I've wanted to do, like just like that I've been thinking about doing, but I just really did not think past the kitchen. The kitchen was going to be such a big project and such a large undertaking and costly. Other than that, I don't know what's gonna happen. Big or little projects that we're going to actually do, we're just gonna play it by ear. What are your plans for the casual living room once the kitchen's done? I was going to say that of any project that we would work on, you know, that's the room that we spend a lot of time but I don't think that we're gonna want another room in the house that we spend so much time in, like we do in the kitchen and stuff, to be messed up right away. I feel like it's going to take us some time. We need to get over the fact that we haven't had a kitchen for a while, then see how it kind of goes. But what are our plans for that room? Restore and strip the beams, create an office, playroom, combo room. I know that has to be the next big thing. Oh, you kind of knew. I mean, it is a room that we do use a lot. Definitely going to restore the beams. That's definitely what's going to happen in that space. I don't really feel the need for a bigger office. I don't like to be closed up in a space. I don't want it to be a room that I go to. You know, I had a corporate job forever. I don't plan on going back. I don't want a cubicle. I like that my desk is kind of just like there and I can be one with the room. So I don't think that I need more than what I have right now, because my home really is my office. Like, it's the whole home, you know, kind of for my work. So it's not really something that I want more of, but I don't know what we're going to need in terms of like a playroom or this or that. Like, again, we're just taking this like step by step and not trying to get overwhelmed with all these potential things that we could need. We're just gonna adapt our home to fit our lifestyle and how we use it and how we live. And I feel like that's such an easier way to look at everything instead of being like super overwhelmed with all of that. But definitely in that room, strip the beams, paint the walls. Can't stand the walls white. I really want to do bookshelves behind the couch, because once our faux kitchen is gone, that space I feel like is really missing something. So putting bookshelves back there for my pretty things is a definite must. Some pretty window treatments I definitely want to add. I'd love to update the lighting in that space, because I feel like it's really lacking, and in a lot of ways, like, just update the recessed lights in the house in general. Even my contractor was like, "What are these lights?" I'm like, I know. Have you reupholstered the chairs at the cottage, the ones that you brought the brownie green velvet for? The shape was beautiful. I can't wait to see them done. Okay, no, but a step further in the right direction. I actually just shipped the fabric to my mom. So I shipped it to her house so that she could hang on to it. And I want to take them to be reupholstered when we're back there. I was trying to do it when we were there in February, and we were going to bring the fabric with us on the plane. And I think just being pregnant, just overwhelmed, I just wanted to get to Texas. It was something that fell off my list of things to do. So I didn't do it. But I was like, I'm just going to ship it. It's fine. Although I regret shipping it, because it was like almost $100 to ship that fabric. I wish I would have struggled with it on the plane, for sure. Like, not on the plane, but like taking it to the airport with us. I needed to get the fabric there somehow. So we are going to upholster those as soon as we can. I don't want them to kind of sit around or sit at the upholster place. So I'm just going to wait until I'm back there to have them done. Or I don't know, if my mom's feeling up to it, she could take them, but I don't want to bug her. She's going to be here. We're going to be doing baby things for a little bit, but I'm so excited to see them done because I really love that fabric. Will you be putting a bassinet downstairs or just moving into the guest bedroom so you can use it? So we always intended for the baby to be pretty much in our room for a while. Because just need him close by. And we do have a kind of bedside bassinet that we're going to be using for that. And I got another like changing pad for our dresser. So we'll have all of his essentials downstairs. But since my mom's coming, it is really nice that upstairs where we have like a full setup too, because when she's up there and being so kind to let us get like a little bit of sleep, we can have, you know, some stuff. She has everything she needs. She doesn't need to go into our room per se to, you know, to change him or do anything. So that's a really big plus. But yes, we will have kind of like a pop-up bassinet thing in our bedroom as well. Are you going to keep working on those oil paintings? Oh, from the old apartment. Yeah, I did the one painting in the vlog like you guys saw, because it was like raining, and you know, it was something I could do with my hands without overexerting myself while I was pregnant. And so I worked on that painting, and then I did one and I was like, I gotta do the other one, and I like gave up. And then we moved literally our kitchen into that space. So there's so much stuff around those paintings that I would have to like take it out and, you know, like work on it. But just with like the kitchen renovation, I've just been like working on all the little details, or like researching online, or spending some time, like just really spending time trying to find what I need for the kitchen, that I haven't dedicated time to it. But I do want to finish it eventually, for sure. Will you continue to share your life on YouTube? Will baby boy become part of the channel, or do you plan to keep him more separate from your videos? You know, I've been through lots of like ups and downs with this kind of idea, like in this thought. And obviously baby boy is going to be the biggest part of my life kind of going forward. But my life, as much as I share my life online and with you guys on the vlog and stuff, I don't intend on my content becoming all about me being a mom, because I feel like I have this passion for home decor and my projects and stuff, and that doesn't have anything to do with me having a baby or a dog. I have no intention of keeping him like hidden. I have been entering my protective mama bear mode lately, let's put it that way. I have been erring on the side of protecting him at all costs from this crazy world of social media and just the world in general. So we're gonna play it by ear, but I feel like in the grand scheme of things, you might see him as much as you see Kinsley. And if Kinsley didn't climb all over me every time I was filming, you know, or like pop up in the distance, I feel like, you know, it's similar to kind of that type of thing. As far as me making, you know, content solely about like being a new mom and all of that, I don't see myself doing that. Like, this is what I love to share, this is what I love to work on, and that will continue to be my content going forward. So honestly for me, I don't think anything's gonna change. I think if anything, it's just gonna be harder to tackle projects because I'm gonna have more limited time. When I do these projects and when I was doing the cottage, I did it like 24/7. That wasn't my only thing that I worked on. Like, I didn't have anything else that I did. And so now being a mom will change that. I'm going into this thinking that my content is going to be exactly the same with my projects, and we do fun stuff like that, but having a baby too and being a mom, and that works for me. When redoing a kitchen, what are the must-haves and what are the negotiables or can-do later items? I actually talked about this on my podcast on the first episode back of season 2. I feel like I went through pretty much everything. Obviously the must-haves and can-do now, can-do laters are all going to be based on you and what you need and how you live. And so some of my must-haves are not going to be your must-haves, and some things that I think I can do later because of something might not be for you. But I do go through like the whole starting the renovation and getting deeper into it that I did in the YouTube video. So definitely take a look at that. I'll leave it linked for sure. When do you expect the custom cabinets to be delivered, installed? So they're working on them, the custom cabinets off-site. So they have the measurements and everything. We're actually going to see and get an update today to see how much progress they've made, but it will be really, really quickly. Then the next stage is to order all the cabinet doors because those are going to be made somewhere else. You'll start to see a bunch of the cabinet meetings and the conversations that we've been having over this period of time in like 2 weeks. So you'll start to see everything come together. I'm just kind of waiting to get to a spot where it makes sense to share the process. That's what I've been loving so much about this renovation, is being able to batch it together for you guys, so you really get to see like a before and after of something or a progression of something in a meaningful way through each video. Why did you build the nursery upstairs? It's the most inconvenient spot in the whole house. So was it more aesthetic for a new project and the baby won't actually spend time there? No, I don't think that at all. I don't agree with that at all. I think it's the best spot in the whole house. There isn't another spot downstairs that would make sense. And we had every intention of keeping the baby downstairs for the first few months and then moving him upstairs so that it's quieter. So there's space, you know, that he can rest away from the noise of the house, in the kitchen or TV or whatever it is. And that will eventually become his room. So that's actually the perfect spot in our house for us. So it really works. It's not for aesthetics, although it is really pretty. The cottage questions. Knew that was gonna come. Do you have plans to finish the cottage? If so, when? Or are you gonna do any work yourself or hire the rest out? Love both homes, but as with everyone, I miss the cottage so much. You guys, I spent years of my life working on that cottage, definitely longer than I thought. We are 100% going to finish it, obviously, when it makes sense. But right now, I wanted to start a family, period. Like, that was my goal, and it was getting back home, getting back to a life that I love, and spending more quality time with Romeo, and settling into our home where we're going to raise our family, not on site working on a project thousands of miles away. You know, life throws you curveballs, and COVID definitely did that. And wanting to start a family, I mean, I'm 35 and it was time. It was our time, it was my time. So I put a pin in the cottage for a little bit, and it's okay. And yes, I will get back to it, but I love the projects that I'm working on now, and I hope you guys do too, because this is a really beautiful home, and we're building a really beautiful kitchen, and we're starting a family. And there is nothing that I would change at this point in time, but eventually 100% we're gonna get back to it. We're just gonna have a toddler in tow, and that's okay. Why did you choose a house with only 2 bedrooms, knowing you want to have children? Oh, we don't have 2 bedrooms, we have 3. We have 3 bedrooms. I always wanted a 3-bedroom house. We have our primary bedroom downstairs, and then we have 2 upstairs. Romeo just uses one as his office so that he, you know, has all of his stuff, but that's not necessarily what has to happen. It's just how we were living right now. And rooms and houses, you know, evolve over time, and you change how you use them and what you use different rooms for. That's just what we're using them for now. Finding and having a 4 or 5, how many bedrooms do you want? This is a perfect size for our family. When will your candles ship to Europe? How do you find good workers? How can you tell they will do a good job? So right now, my candles ship to the UK in Europe, but we hope to expand to other countries, but each country has their own sets of regulations and rules regarding different products. So it takes time, and we're tackling them as we go, and with every company, you just have to expand slowly in the right way and do things the right way. So that's what we're working on right now. So right now we have Canada and the UK and the United States, obviously, and we'll expand as we can, which is really exciting. As far as finding good workers, how can you tell if they're going to do a good job? Well, you really don't. You have to go off of reviews. That's why I held so much weight on the fact that my contractor was also Drew's contractor, and he really enjoyed him for the projects that he did with him. So I was hopeful that the recommendation would go a long way, and that's really what I've relied on, but I've been burned like that before. You kind of just have to go with your gut, go with what you feel is going to be the best, and it is what it is. I mean, sad to say that working with contractors or tradesmen, there's going to be more negatives than positives in my experience. This process with mega builders and working with him has just been incredible, which is so amazing, but it's so uncommon, you know. And my parents have built many homes over the years because they build and sell, and they've had a lot of issues, but you never really know. You just kind of have to go with your gut and see where it goes from there. Okay, quick pause on the Q&A. I actually just changed really fast and washed my hands. We're gonna run to check out the cabinetry. I'm really excited, and bring some things that I've been developing for the cabinetry and see how that's going, and then I'll reconvene the Q&A tonight. Good morning. It's totally the next morning. We spent 2-ish hours looking at the cabinetry, going over notes, making decisions. I can't wait for you guys to see all the progress. It's still a work in progress, obviously, because there's so many. I have so much millwork that's going into the kitchen, and oh my gosh, they're looking so good. I'm so happy with the progress. So you guys will see that soon, and we'll have an exciting video this Sunday too, with other exciting updates. So lots and lots to see. I was gonna answer some more questions last night, and I was so tired. The one thing about this pregnancy is just like my change in energy from like my normal self to my pregnant self, obviously. And like when it rolls around like 7 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock, I'm like checked out, like done. I used to be such like a night owl. Like I used to do a lot of stuff at night, and not anymore by any means. But I want to answer a few more questions before I get this vlog live for you guys today. Does the baby move around yet? Also heard the baby's hearing starts to develop around the end of the second trimester. It would be cute to read some stories for the baby so that you could hear and connect in this way. He actually started moving around at like 16 weeks. He's very active. And yes, they do start hearing, I think probably he started hearing after we started talking to him and reading him stories, and I sing to him. Like there's so much, that I've enjoyed about being pregnant and just with a baby on the way and stuff. There's definitely so much that we do, like for the baby and with the baby. Like I'm always talking to him and Romeo too. Like it's just been such a special like time. He moves a lot. He's very active. He's very active during his appointments, which they always like to see, but we'll see if he's as active when he's like out into the world that he is in my belly. I like this one. How often did you get splinters working at the cottage? Yeah, I don't remember exactly how many times I got splinters, but there were times when I literally had to like go back because I was staying with my parents for like the first year and a half we worked on the cottage, I think, because it was unlivable. I mean, we literally had like, studs and walls exposed and stuff. So I couldn't live there for a long time. And I remember going back to their house and like literally just having to spend time with a magnifying glass, like getting splinters like out of my hands. Cause like you're working. So we demoed all the walls ourselves and I saved everything, and touching all of that material, the wooden material every day like that was a lot. So yeah, there were a lot of splinter incidences that had to be taken care of. This is another baby related one. Did you ever face challenges in your 20s of being pressured to have kids? If so, how did you cope? Did you ever face challenges wanting babies, but maybe your husband wasn't ready for that commitment? No, like for the latter part of that question, Romeo and I have always been on the same page about really everything in our relationship and our lives together. And we've been together for 15 years now. And we've always really progressed at the same speed, which is fantastic. I mean, it's just amazing. And for the beginning part of that, did you ever face challenges in your 20s being pressured to have kids? 100%. I think society and, like the people in your life, especially opening yourself up to like social media and, like sharing your life online, you have lots of opinions about your life. And I'm so happy that I entered into this world of social media later in life because I was a lot more confident in who I was and what I wanted and how I was going to live my life without anyone else's opinion. And I think about it regularly about like these younger kids that are, sharing their lives on social media that aren't as confident in who they are yet. Like I wasn't at 16, 17. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life yet, or I can't imagine the pressure that they feel. But I think, yeah, definitely pressures, but I always knew I wanted to have kids a little bit later, I guess, than maybe the norm was. I didn't think it would be quite this late, though. To be honest with you, I didn't think it would be 35. But because of COVID and the cottage and the just circumstances, everything happens in the right time. And where I didn't think I would be 35 with my first kid, I thought I was going to be like 32. But not too late, but like not too far different. But that was literally peak COVID. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just couldn't wrap my head around that. We both were like, what's happening in the world? This is not a great time. If we can plan it, let's plan it, not right now. So yeah, I think that there were a lot of pressures, but I don't really live my life based on pressures from other people at all, whether that's people close to me, further from me, whatever it is. Like I'm very, very confident and true into what I want and what's best for us and our family, period. And that's really where it stops. So it doesn't really bother me. I think like when I was younger, it bothered me more, but like now it's like, no, I'm good. Like I know who I am. I'm good. I don't, even give it energy kind of thing. You are basically an Energizer bunny. How do you find the energy to do all that you do? I am an Energizer bunny. I do have a lot of energy for my projects, and I think really it boils down to, if I had to like figure out why I have so much energy and positivity towards situations and projects and life in general, it's because I really take really good care of me and my body and my mental health. That's something that's always been really important to me, and I think even through the pregnancy, like living a healthier lifestyle and choosing not to drink and do anything that was be harmful for my body for my whole life has really helped me to have the energy and the healthy pregnancy and just really taking care of myself, really. So I have a lot of energy as a consequence, I feel like, and I genuinely enjoy what I do. So I think it's easier to have a lot of energy to put the energy towards something that you love to do versus something that you hate, because I have been in that situation before, and I definitely didn't have as much energy towards those things. How do you think Kinsley will be when the baby arrives? I think she's going to be great. If you guys ever have, you wouldn't have seen this, but how she is with baby Robbie, my brother's son. He's 2 now. Yeah, 2.5 now actually. But right around the last time she was with him, he was 2, and she loves kids. Like anytime we see a kid, like we pass a kid, like she feels like they're her size and she wants to play with them, and she's very gentle, and Kinsley's like very loving. So I think she's gonna be great. I don't think that she's really changed her attachment to me since I've been pregnant. I think she's always just been, look at her. I think she's always been attached to me. We have no worries at all. Like, in any way. You said in previous videos that you wanted to eventually open up the formal living room to the kitchen so you can make that room a dining room. Since you're adding a dining room in the kitchen, will the entryway stay the same? So that's the room that I'm in right now. And I think after living here for over a year now, I've become to like this room, how it is. I think it makes sense for guests and for my work. Like I do sit in here a lot. I use this room a lot, surprisingly, for my work. And it's a great kind of like look. Well, it's not really great right now. There's so much stuff in here because we're renovating, but it's a great kind of like first room that you step into in our house because it is the entry. And when we started to think about the kitchen and redoing it, we were like, I love that an eat-in kitchen where you have a dining room instead of an island fits more of the era and the time of the house, because islands weren't really introduced until like the 50s or so. If we have the space, we're gonna use the dining room table so much more in the kitchen. We're opening this space up so much. I'd rather have a real table than a bar seating at an island. Let's just put the dining room in there and keep this the way that it is. So that's what we're doing now. Whether this room evolves, further into something else, maybe, but I've actually really enjoyed it. How do you shut off your mind from business and work related things? I'm struggling to find the right balance right now, and my life just feels constant work. Yeah, no, I don't. I wish I could help you, but I don't. My brain does not shut off. Like I have to actively tell myself sometimes to like stop, making a stop. Just like turn it off so that you can reset and recharge so that you're better when you come back. And I have these like little things that I tell myself to really try and help with that, but I never turn off. I will wake up in the middle of the night thinking about a project or have an idea, and I have a journal in my bedside table that I write notes. I never turn off. And that's a hard thing when you have a job like I do, where it's not only the design content that I'm creating, but also like the creation itself, like the editing and the business side and running the candle business and things like that. It's like I have so many things that I love and enjoy about my work that it's hard to separate it from your own life. And it's hard to just like step back from that. What I think will change is when the baby comes. I think that will really force me to think differently. And I think my priorities will shift, and it'll naturally refocus. Well, I hope it'll naturally refocus itself so that I have, clear routines for work when I'm in work mode, and then clear time that is dedicated to the baby and family and rest and recharging. So I think life will change. Ask me again in a few months, or ask me again in like probably a year once I have a better grasp on it all. I have no advice. I have the same problem too, and I have my whole life. I'm really like, I never have been able to separate it. You guys sent in so many questions, so I hope I touched on a lot of different ones. There were a lot of baby questions and things like that, but I hope I answered your questions. Today is exciting. I gotta keep working on my DIY project and finish that up for this Sunday's video, so stay tuned. Don't miss the Sunday's video over on my other channel. Really exciting updates in this one. And then this weekend, is there a flea market this weekend? I don't even know what this weekend would be. I'm really trying still to hold off on buying the new hardware for the doors. Like I have them, but I'm like, I really don't. I want to see if I can find the old ones, but we're getting to a point where I kind of just need the handle to open the door kind of thing. Like it would really help, but I'm trying to take every opportunity to go to the flea markets and look for estate sales and stuff too, to try and figure out if I can find anything. But we're making major progress on the kitchen. I'm still so happy with our progress, especially after visiting like seeing the cabinets in person today. Romeo and I were like, this, now we can envision like how big the pantry is, or now we can envision how my statement wall of glass doors is, and like things like that. It's been really fun. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't forget Sunday, new video. Kinsley is gonna get a bath tonight. I'll see you guys Sunday. Bye guys. Are you gonna say bye to everybody? Look at this sweet girl. Look at this sweet honey. She's so cute. You're so cute.